Have you ever told yourself, I'll start tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes, and nothing changes?
Oh, wow. That hurts a little. I literally said that last night about waking up early.
Exactly. And here's the interesting part. You're not lazy, you're not unmotivated, you're just struggling with something almost everyone faces, self-control.
Wait, so you're saying it's not about discipline being strong or weak?
That's the myth. Most people think self-control means forcing yourself to do hard things all the time. But the truth is, self-control is actually about understanding your habits, your emotions, and your environment.
So it's not just try harder?
Not at all. In fact, trying harder is often the reason people fail.
Okay, now I'm curious, because if trying harder doesn't work, then what does?
That's exactly what we're going to explore today. And here's the exciting part. You're not just going to learn ideas, you're going to learn how to talk about self-control in English naturally.
Oh, so this is not just psychology, it's also about speaking better English.
Exactly. Because imagine this. You're in a conversation and someone asks, how do you stay focused? Or how do you avoid distractions? If you don't have the right words, you might understand the idea, but you can't express it.
Yes, that happens to me all the time. I know what I want to say, but I just can't say it clearly.
And that's where today's episode will help you. By the end, you'll be able to talk about self-control, habits, discipline, and motivation in a way that sounds natural and confident.
Okay, I'm excited now, but let me ask something honestly. Why is self-control so hard?
Great question. Let me ask you something back. Have you ever tried to stop doing something, but somehow you go back to it without thinking?
Like checking my phone every 5 minutes?
Exactly.
Or eating snacks when I'm not even hungry?
Perfect example. That's not a lack of intelligence. That's a habit loop.
Habit loop? That sounds complicated.
It sounds complicated, but it's actually very simple. And once you understand it, your entire perspective on self-control changes.
Okay, wait, now I really want to know. What is a habit loop?
I'll explain that in a moment. But before we go deeper, let's make this personal for you.
Okay.
Think about one thing in your life right now. Something you want to control better. Maybe waking up early. Maybe studying English consistently. Maybe reducing screen time.
For me, it's definitely procrastination. I delay everything.
That's a powerful example. And if you're listening right now, I want you to do the same. Think of your one challenge.
Yeah, don't just listen. Actually think about it.
Because as we continue, everything we discuss will connect to your real life.
I like that. It feels more practical.
Exactly. And here's something important. Throughout this episode, you'll hear useful English phrases like, I struggle with, I tend to, and I'm trying to improve.
Oh, I try a lot, but not those other ones.
That's normal. And by the end of this episode, you'll naturally start using more expressive and fluent sentences.
Okay, I'm ready. So what's the first big idea?
The first idea might surprise you. Self-control is not about saying no.
Wait, what? That's literally what I thought it was.
Most people do. But the real secret is learning how to say yes to the right things.
That sounds interesting, but also confusing.
Good. That curiosity you feel right now, that's exactly what's going to help you learn faster. Okay, now you have to explain this. I will. And once you understand this shift, you'll start seeing your habits and your English in a completely new way.
All right, let's go deeper.
Let's do it. All right, let's break that idea open, because this is where most people get self-control completely wrong.
I'm listening, because right now, self-control still feels like saying no to everything fun.
Exactly. That's the common belief. People think self-control means, don't eat this, don't watch that, don't relax, don't enjoy.
Yeah, it sounds like a very boring life.
And that's why it doesn't work, because your brain doesn't like constant restriction. When you keep saying no, eventually your brain rebels.
Oh, like when I say no more sugar, and then suddenly I want chocolate even more?
Perfect example. That's called a rebound effect.
Rebound effect. I like that phrase.
It's very useful in English too. You can say, when I restrict myself too much, I experience a rebound effect.
Wow, that sounds very fluent.
And very real. So here's the shift. Self-control is not about constantly fighting yourself. It's about designing your life so the right choices become easier.
Wait, designing your life?
Yes. Let me give you a simple story.
Okay.
Imagine two people. Both want to eat healthier. The first person keeps junk food at home and says, "I'll just use willpower."
That sounds like me.
The second person removes junk food completely and fills their station with healthy options.
Oh, so they don't need to fight as much.
Exactly. That's real self-control. It's not about being stronger. It's about being smarter.
Wow, that actually makes so much sense.
And here's a powerful English phrase you can use. I set myself up for success. I set myself up for success. I like that. Try using it in a sentence.
Okay, I want to set myself up for success by planning my study time.
That's excellent. Very natural.
So instead of saying I have no self-control, I can say I need a better system?
Exactly. That's a much more productive way to think and speak.
That already feels more positive.
And here's something important for you, if you're watching right now. Ask yourself, are you relying on willpower or are you creating systems?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because willpower is limited, but systems can support you every day.
Okay, I have to ask this. If systems are so important, why don't people use them?
Because systems require planning, and planning feels harder in the beginning.
Yeah, I always say, I'll just start, but I never plan.
Exactly. But here's the truth. If you don't plan, you're planning to fail.
Ouch, that sounds harsh, but true.
And this is a great phrase to learn. I tend to act without planning.
Oh, yes, I tend to. I hear this a lot.
It's very natural English. For example, I tend to procrastinate. I tend to check my phone too often. I tend to lose focus.
Okay, let me try. I tend to delay my work until the last minute.
Perfect. That's exactly how native speakers express habits.
This is actually fun. I feel like I'm learning how to talk about my real life.
That's the goal, because language becomes powerful when it connects to your daily experience.
So let me see if I understand this. Self-control is not about forcing yourself. It's about making good choices easier.
Exactly. You've got it.
But what about moments when temptation is right in front of you? Like your phone is literally in your hand.
Now we're entering the second layer of self-control.
There's more?
Much more. And this next idea might change how you see your behavior completely.
Okay, now I'm really curious.
It's about something called delayed gratification.
I've heard that before, but I don't fully understand it.
Perfect. Let's explore it together.
Let's go.
Delayed gratification simply means choosing a bigger reward later instead of a smaller reward now.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Imagine you have two options. Watch videos now, or study English now and improve your future.
Ooh, that's a difficult choice.
Exactly. Your brain naturally wants the immediate reward, the videos.
Yeah, because it feels good instantly.
Right. But self-control is the ability to say, I'll choose the long-term benefit.
So it's like thinking about your future self?
Exactly. That's a beautiful way to say it.
I'm doing this for my future self. That sounds powerful.
In very natural English. Try using it.
I'm studying today for my future self.
That's excellent.
But honestly, in the moment, I don't think about my future self. I just want comfort.
And that's completely normal. Your brain is wired that way.
So how do we change that?
Instead of fighting your brain, you work with it.
Okay, now I'm intrigued again.
Let me tell you about a famous experiment.
I love experiments. Go on.
It's called the marshmallow test.
Oh, I think I've heard of it.
In this experiment, children were given one marshmallow. They were told, you can eat it now or wait 15 minutes and get two.
That's a tough decision for a kid.
Exactly. Some children ate it immediately. Others waited.
And what happened?
Years later, researchers found that the children who waited often had better outcomes in life.
Wow, that's surprising.
It shows how powerful delayed gratification can be.
But wait, I feel like I would eat the marshmallow immediately.
Most people would.
So does that mean we're all doomed?
Not at all, because here's the interesting twist. The children who succeeded didn't just use willpower.
Then what did they do?
They distracted themselves.
Really?
Yes, some looked away, some played with their hands, some sang songs.
Oh, so they changed their environment or focus.
Exactly. Again, it's not about being stronger, it's about being smarter.
That idea keeps coming back.
Because it's the foundation of real self-control.
Okay, let me try to explain this in English. Instead of relying on willpower, I can change my environment or distract myself.
That's excellent. Very clear and natural.
This is actually changing how I think.
And that's the goal. Not just learning English, but transforming how you see your habits.
Can I ask something personal?
Of course.
Do you ever struggle with self-control?
Absolutely. Everyone does.
Really? Even you?
Of course. The difference is, I've learned how to manage it better.
So what do you do when you feel distracted?
I remove the distraction before it becomes a problem.
Like what?
For example, when I need to focus, I put my phone in another room.
That's so simple, but I never do it.
Most people don't, but simple changes often create powerful results.
I think I'll try that.
And if you're watching right now, here's a challenge for you. What is one distraction you can remove today?
Yes, think about it right now.
Because small actions lead to big changes over time.
Okay, now I feel like we're just getting started.
We are, because in the next part, we're going to talk about something even deeper.
Deeper than this?
Yes, we're going to explore the hidden language patterns people use when they talk about self-control and how changing your words can actually change your behavior.
Wait, your words can change your behavior?
Absolutely. And once you understand this, you'll never speak the same way again.
Okay, now I'm really hooked.
Good. Let's go even deeper. Now, this next idea might sound simple, but it's incredibly powerful. The way you talk about your self-control actually shapes your self-control.
Wait, you mean just the words I use can affect my behavior?
Exactly. Let me show you something. Imagine you say, I can't wake up early.
That sounds like me every morning.
Now listen carefully. I can't wake up early sounds like something is stopping you, like it's impossible.
Yeah, it feels like I have no control.
Now change the sentence slightly. I don't wake up early.
That sounds different.
Very different. I don't is a choice. It means you are responsible for the action.
Oh, so it gives me more control?
Exactly. And here's the deeper level. Try this. I'm learning to wake up early.
That sounds even better.
Because now you're not stuck. You're improving.
Wow, that actually feels motivating.
This is called a language shift, and it's something fluent English speakers use naturally.
So instead of saying, I can't focus, I can say, I'm working on improving my focus?
Perfect. That's a strong, confident sentence.
Let me try another one. I struggle with procrastination, but I'm trying to build better habits.
That's excellent. That's exactly how you express growth in English.
This is actually powerful. It feels like I'm changing my identity a little.
You are. And that brings us to something even deeper. Identity-based habits.
That sounds serious.
It is, because most people focus on what they do, but successful people focus on who they are becoming.
Can you explain that?
Of course. Let's say someone says, I want to exercise.
Okay.
Now imagine they say, I am a person who takes care of my health.
Oh, that sounds stronger.
Exactly. It's an identity. An identity is much more powerful than motivation.
So instead of saying, I want to study English, I could say, I am someone who improves my English every day.
That's perfect and very natural.
I like that. It feels more permanent.
And here's something important for you, listening right now. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to become?
That's a deep question.
Because your actions will always follow your identity.
So if I believe I'm a disciplined person, I'll act differently?
Exactly. Even when it's hard.
Okay, but what if I don't believe it yet?
Great question. You don't need to fully believe it at first. You just need to start acting like that person in small ways.
Like small steps?
Exactly. For example, instead of studying for 2 hours, start with 10 minutes.
That sounds doable.
And here's a great phrase. I'm building consistency.
Building consistency. I love that.
Try it in a sentence.
I'm building consistency by studying a little every day.
Excellent.
This feels very different from how I usually think.
That's the goal. Because self-control is not about big, dramatic changes. It's about small, consistent actions.
Okay, I have a question that I think a lot of people are thinking right now.
Go ahead.
What if you start strong, but then you lose motivation?
That's one of the biggest challenges.
Yeah, I always feel motivated in the beginning, and then it disappears.
That's because motivation is temporary. It comes and goes.
So we can't rely on it?
Exactly. Instead, we rely on habits.
There it is again, habits.
Because habits continue even when motivation disappears.
So how do we build habits that actually last?
That's the next layer. And this is where things get really practical.
I'm ready.
There are 3 simple steps to building a habit.
Okay, I like simple.
Step 1, make it easy.
That already sounds good.
Step 2, make it obvious. Step 3, make it rewarding.
Oh, I like that one.
Let's break this down with a real example.
Yes, please.
Imagine you want to improve your English speaking.
That's literally me.
Step 1, make it easy. Don't start with long conversations. Start with just speaking one sentence per day.
One sentence? That's it?
Yes, because the goal is not perfection, it's consistency.
Okay, that feels less scary.
Step 2, make it obvious. Put a reminder somewhere, maybe a note on your phone or your desk.
Oh, so I don't forget.
Exactly. In step 3, make it rewarding. After you complete it, give yourself a small reward.
Like what?
Something simple. Maybe watch a short video or listen to music.
That actually sounds fun.
And that's the point. When something feels good, you repeat it.
Okay, let me try to say this in English. To build a habit, I need to make it easy, obvious, and rewarding.
Perfect. That's clear and natural.
This is starting to feel like a system, not just random advice.
Exactly. And systems are what create real self-control.
I feel like I'm learning two things at the same time, English and life skills.
That's the beauty of it.
Can I ask something a bit honest?
Always.
Sometimes I know what to do, but I still don't do it. Why?
That's a very honest question. And the answer is emotions.
Emotions?
Yes. Sometimes we avoid things not because they're hard, but because they feel uncomfortable.
Oh, like when I avoid studying because I feel bored?
Exactly. Or when you avoid speaking because you feel nervous.
That's definitely me.
So the real skill is not just managing actions, but managing emotions.
Okay, now we're going deeper again.
And in the next part, we'll explore exactly that. How to deal with discomfort, fear, and distraction using both mindset and language.
That sounds important.
It is, because once you master this, self-control becomes much easier.
Okay, I'm ready for that.
Good, because what you're about to learn next might completely change how you deal with difficult moments. Let's go deeper into something that most people try to avoid, discomfort.
Yeah, I don't like that word already.
Exactly. And that reaction you just had, that's completely normal.
Because discomfort feels unpleasant.
Right. But here's the truth. Every time you avoid discomfort, you also avoid growth.
Oof, that sounds serious.
It is. Let me ask you something. And if you're watching, I want you to think about this too. When was the last time you avoided something, not because it was difficult, but because it felt uncomfortable?
Honestly, yesterday, I wanted to practice English, but I felt nervous, so I didn't do it.
That's a perfect example. The problem wasn't ability, it was emotion.
So it's not I can't, it's I feel uncomfortable.
Exactly. And this is where language becomes powerful again. Instead of saying, I can't do this, try saying, this feels uncomfortable, but I can handle it.
That feels stronger, like I'm not giving up.
And that's the key. You're not removing discomfort, you're learning to tolerate it.
Tolerate. That's a useful word.
Very useful. You can say, I'm learning to tolerate discomfort. I'm getting better at handling pressure. I'm becoming more comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Wait, comfortable with being uncomfortable. I like that.
It's a powerful mindset because growth always feels uncomfortable at first.
That's so true. Even speaking English feels uncomfortable sometimes.
Exactly. But every time you push through that discomfort, you expand your ability.
Some discomfort is actually a sign of growth?
Yes, and that's a big mindset shift.
Okay, I have a question. What should I do in the moment when I feel that discomfort?
Great question. Let me give you a simple technique.
I'm ready.
It's called the pause and label method.
Sounds interesting. What does it mean?
When you feel an urge, like checking your phone or avoiding work, pause for a moment and label the feeling.
Label it?
Yes. For example, say to yourself, I'm feeling distracted. I'm feeling bored. I'm feeling anxious.
Oh, so you're not reacting immediately.
Exactly. You create a small gap between the feeling and the action.
That sounds powerful.
It is, because in that small gap, you regain control.
Wow, I never thought of that.
And here's a useful phrase. I noticed that I was about to. For example, I noticed that I was about to check my phone.
Let me try. I noticed that I was about to procrastinate.
Perfect. That's very natural.
This feels like awareness, like being more conscious.
Exactly. And awareness is the first step to self-control.
Okay, but what if the feeling is really strong? Like I really don't want to do something.
Then we use another technique, reducing resistance.
Reducing resistance?
Yes. Instead of forcing yourself to do the full task, you make it smaller.
Smaller?
Let's say you don't want to study for an hour. Tell yourself, I'll just do 5 minutes.
5 minutes sounds easy.
Exactly. And once you start, it becomes easier to continue.
That actually happens to me sometimes.
That's because starting is the hardest part.
So the trick is just start?
Yes, but make the start very small.
Okay, let me say this in English. When I feel resistance, I try to make the task smaller.
That's excellent.
This is really practical.
And here's something interesting. Your brain often exaggerates how difficult something is.
Oh yes, I do that all the time.
You think, this will be so hard. But once you start, it's not that bad.
That's so true.
So another useful phrase is, it's easier than I expected.
I love that. Let me try. Studying was easier than I expected.
Perfect.
This is actually changing how I talk to myself.
And that's the goal, because your inner dialogue affects your actions.
Inner dialogue. That's like the voice in my head?
Exactly. And if that voice is always negative, self-control becomes harder.
Yeah, sometimes I say things like, I'm so lazy.
That's very common. But let's reframe that.
Okay,
Instead of, I'm lazy, say, I'm working on becoming more disciplined.
that feels much better.
Because it focuses on progress, not judgment.
I think a lot of people need to hear that.
Absolutely. And if you're watching right now, here's something to reflect on. How do you usually talk to yourself?
Yeah, is your inner voice helping you or holding you back?
Because changing that voice can change everything.
This is getting deep again.
And we're not done yet.
Of course not. I can feel there's more.
In the next part, we're going to explore real-life situations, stories where people struggle with self-control and how they overcome it.
Oh, I love stories.
Because stories make everything clearer and more relatable.
And I think viewers will see themselves in those situations.
Exactly. And as you listen, you'll not only improve your English, you'll also recognize patterns in your own life.
Okay, now I'm really curious again.
Good, because the next part might feel very familiar to you. All right, let's bring this into real life, because sometimes you don't fully understand something until you see it in a real situation.
Yes, I love that. Because theory is nice, but real life is messy.
Exactly. So let me tell you a story about someone very familiar.
Okay, who?
You.
Me?
And also, everyone watching right now.
Okay, now I'm curious. What happens?
It's 9 p.m. You just finished dinner. You tell yourself, I'm going to study English for 30 minutes.
That sounds like a good plan.
You sit down. You open your phone. Just for a second.
Uh-oh, I know where this is going.
One video becomes 2. 2 becomes 10. And suddenly, it's 11 p.m.
Stop, this is too real.
And then you say, I'll start tomorrow.
Wow, I feel exposed.
Now here's the important question. What actually happened?
I lost control?
That's what it feels like. But let's break it down.
Okay,
First, there was a trigger. You picked up your phone.
right.
Then there was an action. You started watching.
Yes.
Then there was a reward. You felt entertained and relaxed.
Oh, that's the habit loop again.
Exactly. Trigger, action, reward.
So it's not random, it's a pattern. Okay, how would I change that situation?
Let's redesign it together.
I like this already.
First, remove the trigger. Don't keep your phone next to you when you study.
So simple, but so hard to do.
True, but effective. Second, replace the action.
Replace it with what?
Instead of opening social media, open your English app immediately.
Oh, so I don't give myself time to get distracted.
Exactly. And third, create a reward.
Like what?
After studying for 30 minutes, allow yourself to watch one video.
That feels fair.
And here's a great sentence. I reward myself after completing my task.
Let me try. I reward myself with a short break after studying.
Perfect. Very natural.
This actually feels doable.
That's the point. Self-control should feel practical, not impossible.
Okay, can we do another story?
Of course. This one is about something many people struggle with, waking up early.
Oh no, that's definitely me.
So imagine this. Your alarm rings at 6 a.m.
Already painful.
You open your eyes and immediately think, just 5 more minutes.
Famous last words.
Exactly. And those 5 minutes become 30.
Every single time.
So again, let's analyze it. What's the problem?
I'm too sleepy?
That's part of it. But the deeper issue is your environment and your system.
Explain that.
If your phone, the alarm, is next to your bed, it's too easy to turn it off.
That's true.
But if you place your phone across the room,
Then I have to get up to turn it off.
exactly. And once you're standing, it's easier to stay awake.
Wow, that's such a small change.
But small changes create big results.
So I can say I make it harder to go back to sleep by placing my phone far away.
Excellent sentence.
I feel like I'm learning how to explain my habits clearly.
And that's powerful communication.
Okay, but what about when I wake up and feel zero motivation?
Then you use a technique called activation energy.
That sounds scientific.
It just means making the first step as easy as possible.
Okay,
For example, instead of thinking, I need to start my whole morning routine, just say, I'll sit up.
Just sit up?
Yes, that's it.
That feels so small.
Exactly. But that small action starts momentum.
Momentum. Another good word.
Very important word. Once you have momentum, everything feels easier.
Let me try. I build momentum by starting with small actions.
Perfect. This is actually changing how I see mornings. Good, because mornings are often where self-control begins.
Okay, can I share a situation?
Of course.
Sometimes I want to eat healthy, but when I see junk food, I just can't resist.
That's very common. So let's explore that.
Okay,
First question, why is the junk food there?
because I bought it.
Exactly. So the real decision was made earlier.
Oh, not in the moment.
Yes, self-control often happens before the situation.
That's such a powerful idea.
So instead of saying, I have no control, you can say, I need to make better decisions in advance. Let me try. I prepare my environment to avoid temptation. Excellent.
This feels like planning again.
Because planning is a form of self-control.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Good, because patterns help you understand behavior.
Can I ask something honestly again?
Always.
What if I fail? Like, I try all this, but I still go back to my old habits.
That's not just possible, it's expected.
Really?
Yes, change is not perfect. You will make mistakes.
That's actually comforting.
And here's an important phrase. I slipped, but I didn't give up.
Oh, I like that.
Because one mistake doesn't define you.
Let me try. I made a mistake, but I'm continuing.
That's excellent.
This feels much more positive than saying I failed.
Exactly. Because failure is not the end. It's part of the process.
I think a lot of people need to hear that.
Absolutely. And if you're watching right now, remember this. Progress is not about being perfect. It's about continuing.
That's powerful.
And in the next part, we're going to go even deeper.
Even deeper?
Yes, we're going to explore advanced insights, how your brain works, why habits feel automatic, and how you can reprogram them.
Reprogram. That sounds exciting.
It is. Because once you understand this, self-control becomes something you can actually design.
Okay, now I really don't want to miss the next part.
Good. Because what you're about to learn can completely change how you see yourself. Now let's go even deeper. Because what you're about to understand is something most people never realize.
Okay, I'm ready. This already feels like we're unlocking secrets.
In a way, we are. Because self-control is not just about behavior. It's about how your brain is wired.
That sounds important.
It is. Let me ask you something. Have you ever done something automatically without thinking?
All the time, especially checking my phone.
Exactly. That's because your brain is designed to save energy.
Save energy?
Yes. Your brain doesn't want to think all the time. It wants to create shortcuts.
Oh, like habits.
Exactly. Habits are mental shortcuts.
So when I repeat something, my brain turns it into a habit.
Yes. And once it becomes a habit, it feels automatic.
That explains so much.
And here's the key insight. Your brain doesn't care if the habit is good or bad.
Wait, really?
Yes. It only cares if the habit is repeated.
So if I repeat bad habits, they become strong too?
Exactly. That's why breaking bad habits feels so difficult.
Okay, this is starting to make sense.
Now here's something even more powerful. Your brain follows something called a cue.
Cue?
A cue is a signal that tells your brain to start a habit.
Like what?
Time, location, emotion, or even another action.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. If every night at 9 p.m. you pick up your phone,
That's me again.
then 9 p.m. becomes a cue.
Oh, so my brain expects it.
Exactly. It becomes automatic.
So if I want to change my habit, I need to change the cue?
Or become aware of it.
That's interesting.
And here's a powerful sentence you can use. I'm trying to identify my triggers.
Identify my triggers. I like that.
Try using it.
I'm trying to identify my triggers so I can change my habits.
Perfect. That's advanced natural English.
This feels like I'm understanding myself better.
That's the goal, because awareness gives you control.
Okay, but how do we actually change a habit once we understand it?
Great question. You don't remove a habit, you replace it.
Replace it?
Yes, because your brain doesn't like empty space.
Oh, so if I stop one habit, I need another one?
Exactly. Let's take your phone example.
Okay,
Instead of checking social media, you could replace it with listening to a short English podcast.
that's actually a great idea.
And here's a useful phrase. I replaced my old habit with a better one.
Let me try. I replaced scrolling with listening practice.
That's excellent.
This feels very practical again.
Because real change is always practical.
Okay, I have a deeper question now.
Go ahead.
Why do bad habits feel so good and good habits feel so hard?
That's one of the most important questions.
I knew it.
The answer is dopamine.
Dopamine. I've heard that word.
Dopamine is a chemical in your brain that makes you feel good.
So when I watch videos or eat snacks, I get dopamine?
Exactly, and it happens immediately.
But when I study or exercise, it doesn't feel as good.
Not at first, because those activities give delayed rewards.
Oh, so we're back to delayed gratification.
Exactly. Everything connects.
That's actually fascinating.
So here's the strategy. Make good habits feel good
How?
by adding a reward.
Like we talked about before?
Yes, but even deeper, you can change how you think about the activity.
What do you mean?
Instead of saying, I have to study, say, I get to improve.
Oh, that feels different.
Very different. One feels like pressure, the other feels like opportunity.
Let me try. I get to practice English today.
Perfect.
That actually makes me feel more motivated.
Because your brain responds to positive framing.
This is really powerful.
And here's something important for you watching right now. Listen to how you speak to yourself.
Yes, are you saying I have to or I get to?
That small change can completely shift your mindset.
Okay, I feel like we've covered so much already.
And yet, there's one more thing that brings everything together.
There's more?
Yes, and this might be the most important part of all.
Okay, now I'm really curious.
It's about consistency over intensity.
What does that mean?
Most people try to change everything at once.
That's me again.
They say, I'll wake up early, exercise, study, eat healthy, all in one day.
And then they quit after 2 days.
Exactly, because it's too much.
So what's the better approach?
Focus on one small habit and repeat it daily.
Just one?
Yes, because consistency builds identity.
That connects to what we said earlier.
Exactly. Everything is connected.
Let me try. I focus on small, consistent actions instead of big changes.
That's excellent.
This feels realistic.
And that's why it works.
Okay, I think I'm starting to understand self-control in a completely different way.
That's the transformation we wanted.
But I feel like we should bring everything together.
Exactly. And that's what we'll do next.
A full recap?
Yes, but not just a summary. A powerful way to help you remember and actually apply everything you've learned.
Okay, I'm ready for that.
Good. Because this final part might be the one that stays with you the longest. All right, let's bring everything together. But instead of just repeating ideas, I want you to feel the transformation.
Okay, I like that, because honestly, this already feels different from how I used to think.
Good. So let me ask you something, and I want everyone watching to answer this too. Before this episode, what did self-control mean to you?
I would say forcing myself to do things I don't want to do. Exactly. That's the old definition. And now? Now it feels more like designing my life, understanding my habits, and making better choices easier. That's a powerful shift. Yeah, it feels less stressful somehow.
Because it is. Let's walk through what you've learned, but in a way you can actually use.
Okay.
First, self-control is not about saying no all the time.
Right. It's about setting yourself up for success.
Exactly. Instead of relying on willpower, you create systems.
Like removing distractions or planning ahead.
Perfect. And here's a question for you watching right now. What is one system you can create today?
Yeah, something small but meaningful.
Second, you learned about delayed gratification.
Choosing a bigger reward later instead of a small reward now.
Exactly. And more importantly, you learned how to make that easier.
By distracting myself or changing my environment.
Right. Not by fighting your brain, but by working with it.
That idea really stayed with me.
Third, you learned how language shapes behavior.
Yes, that was powerful.
Instead of saying, I can't, you say, I'm learning.
Instead of I'm lazy, I say I'm building discipline.
Exactly. And this is something you can start using immediately.
Yeah, it feels like upgrading my English and my mindset at the same time.
That's the goal.
Can I ask something quickly?
Of course.
What's your favorite sentence from everything we learned?
That's a great question. For me, it's, I'm becoming the kind of person who...
Oh, wow, that's powerful.
Because it connects your actions to your identity.
Let me try. I'm becoming the kind of person who stays consistent.
That's excellent.
I actually felt that.
Good. Because identity creates long-term change.
Okay, what's next?
Fourth, you learned how to handle discomfort.
Yeah, that part was deep.
Instead of avoiding it, you accept it.
This feels uncomfortable, but I can handle it.
Exactly. And that one sentence alone can change your behavior in difficult moments.
I think a lot of people need that.
Absolutely. And here's a question for you watching. What discomfort are you avoiding right now?
That's a tough one, but important.
Because growth is always on the other side of discomfort.
I'm starting to believe that. Fifth,
You learned practical strategies.
like making tasks smaller
Yes, reducing resistance.
and using the pause and label method.
Exactly. Creating awareness before action.
That one felt really useful.
Because awareness gives you choice.
And choice gives you control.
Perfectly said.
Wow, I didn't realize how much we covered.
And we're still not done.
Of course not.
Sixth, you learned how habits really work.
Cue, action, reward.
Exactly. And you learned that habits are automatic, but they can be redesigned.
By changing the cue or replacing the action.
Right. And here's a powerful sentence. I'm replacing old habits with better ones.
Let me say it. I'm replacing negative habits with positive ones.
Excellent.
This feels very empowering.
Because it is. You're not stuck. You're adaptable.
I like that word, adaptable.
Very useful in English too.
Okay, what's the final idea?
The most important one, consistency over intensity.
Yes, that really changed my perspective.
Because small actions repeated daily create real change.
Not big actions once in a while.
Exactly. And here's a sentence you should remember. I focus on progress, not perfection.
Oh, that's so good.
Try it.
I focus on progress, not perfection.
Perfect.
That feels like something I want to remember every day.
And if you remember just that, you'll already be ahead of most people.
Wow.
Now let me ask you something important.
Okay.
After everything we've talked about, what is one small action you will take today?
I think I'll start by studying English for just 10 minutes, and I'll put my phone in another room.
That's perfect. Simple, clear, and actionable.
And what about you, the viewer?
Yes, this is your moment. Don't just listen. Decide.
What is your one small step?
Because change doesn't happen when you understand something.
It happens when you act.
Exactly.
This feels like a turning point.
It can be, if you choose to act.
Okay, before we end, can we talk directly to the viewers?
Of course.
If you've made it this far, that means you're serious about improving.
And that already sets you apart.
But here's the truth. Watching is not enough.
You have to apply what you learned.
Even if it's small.
Especially if it's small.
And if this episode helped you even a little,
Then don't keep it to yourself.
share it with someone who needs this.
Because you never know. It might change their life too.
And also, don't forget to like the video.
Subscribe to Talk Easy Daily for more episodes like this.
And leave a comment. We really want to hear from you.
Tell us this. What is one habit you're working on right now?
Yes, let's make this a conversation, not just a video.
Because when you share your goal, it becomes more real.
And more powerful.
Exactly.
This was honestly one of my favorite conversations.
Mine too.
I feel like I learned so much, not just about English, but about myself.
And that's what Talk Easy Daily is all about.
Helping you grow step by step.
With simple English and powerful ideas.
All right, final question.
Go ahead.
Are you ready to take control of your habits?
Because your future depends on what you do today.
Not tomorrow.
Today.
So start now.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Keep going.
Stay consistent.
And remember,
You're becoming the person you choose to be.